PDF document that was shared. So I'm trying to juggle them side by side to see how I'll be on the right place. Thank you if you heard me.
Okay. It's just I know your own is just like we are fast tracking the process, but just follow suit and maintain consistency. With time, you will familiarize what we are doing, and you will start running. But if by
All
any
right,
means you
thank you.
still have questions, feel free to answer your question.
Well noticed.
All right. All right. So last class we were able to do Scurve, and I did one short one. So the one I sent across, although I sent two of them, like this one you can see here, it just is more or less, it's just a simple Scurve. So it did not contain other WBSs. Okay. So, but in an interview, if you can do this, you are passed. And is the basic thing you need if perhaps you are working and you are asked to do Scurve, this is okay. So, but as time goes on, there's what I call professionalism in job, and when you work with some experienced project managers and project engineers, so they want to see something that look like the first one that we did. Okay, so they want to see something that look like this, where you have all the whole WBSs and you can report on each of them. Okay, and there's a template that we share. That template is what we normally use, although we'll still do it here. So this is what most of them will be looking at, and this is what they will be expecting you to do, right? In all, there's nothing to panic about. All you just need to, like what I'm doing here, is just Excel work. I know the formula I use here, some person seeing it for the first time might seem somehow confusing. Okay, it's just a very simple formula. It's called VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and SLOOKUP. They are doing the same thing. If you are looking from the horizontal, you use HLOOKUP. If you are searching from vertical, you use VLOOKUP. Then if you don't want to mind, you don't care about whether it's vertical or horizontal, you use the SLOOKUP. Okay. With that, you can easily search for any information, and you get the data of your dashboard updated. So it's just an Excel formula, and all you need to do is just learn how to use it. You can do that. You can go through YouTube. A lot of videos has been done on VLOOKUP, SLOOKUP, and HLOOKUP. Okay, so you can go through YouTube and you get it from. But I will also show us a simple method of managing Excel formula, because I always advise people not to cram. Don't cram, just understand the process, understand the method. Most of these things have been done. So it will help you. So, but today, basically, we want to look at another aspect. Okay. We are going to look at how to update our schedule. And where did we get this update from? And when you get the update, where are you going to key it in? And after keying it in, how are you going to interpret the value? Although in our last class, I was able to explain most of them. When you start hearing plan value, you start hearing M value, you start hearing variance, and also the meaning of these three key things. What is the plan value? What is the M value? And what is the variance? Okay. And an interpretation towards it, whereby you can now start telling somebody we are ahead of schedule, we are behind schedule, and then we are on schedule. So these are the three languages you will be using often, right? And if you are behind schedule, the question we ask, why are we behind schedule? You are expected to answer that question. If you are also on schedule, or you are both scheduled, someone can also, if you're on schedule, no question. It's just like we are working the way we plan. everything is going well. But if you are above schedule, somebody can ask, why? What makes you to be above schedule? What is the learning? What can we learn? What are you doing differently other than what we have planned? So at the end of the business, you now find out that you'll be able to interpret at all time the status of your project, whether you are ahead, whether you are behind, and also whether you are on schedule. So these things are your core responsibility, right? In most projects, you will just be walking along the road. You will receive a call from your project manager. He will ask you, where are we on procurement? Where are we on this? That's where the first Scurve that we did in class comes in. To them, they expect you to have the information offhand, that at any moment you can release it. I've been in a project when these requests are coming impromptu. So what I did is I have to print out the schedule at all time and with the schedule in my pocket or inside my diary. So whenever you call me and you are asking me, where are we on this? I'll just say a minute, I'll open it and I'll give you the answer. Because I was like writing it, but it's obvious that you won't sit down every time you're writing out the values in your diary. So when they will call you, maybe you have not remembered to write for that day or for that particular moment. So the only thing I did was, as soon as I update my schedule, I print it out. So that saved me all the whole inconvenience. I just print out level 2 schedule. I put it inside my diary. So whenever you call me, I just open it and I'll tell you. Okay. So these things are tactics we use to maneuver the industry. And why we are here is that we'll communicate most of these things so that you will know your core responsibility, right? So now, let's just give it a start. I know, James, I can see you. I can also see Emmanuel. So I don't know if there is any question. If there's any question, please, you are free to ask. But Emmanuel, if you can hear me, confirm you can hear me. You ask a question. Let me explain that before I go ahead.
Okay, I can hear you clearly.
All right. Okay, so for your question, the question you asked earlier, you were answering what is PSSR, right?
Yes.
So the answer is pretty simple, although you weren't in class when we discussed it. Okay.
Exactly.
So PSSR is an acronym for pre-startup safety review.
Again.
Pre-PER, pre-startup safety review.
Okay.
Okay.
I get that.
So in maintenance, whenever they are done maintaining any system, any equipment, you will go for the pre-startup safety review. So the equipment, you will use what we call punch list. The items that need to be available before that equipment can be powered on. It's just like you are experiencing house wiring. You are done wiring the house. Before you can power that house, you need to do a pre-startup. So which means somebody will come with a punch list, a list of items. How many sockets do we have? How many changeover do we have? What are we going to check inside those changeover? The person will start, and you will go with the person. The person they'll start from the first changeover, start checking if all the connection is right. So they will check from one to the other to make sure all the connection is right before they will not authorize you to now power that building. Why? Like I've seen a situation whereby somebody actually wired a house, right? And eventually he powered it with generator. It was working fine without knowing that there is no bridge between the changeover to generator and light. Then NEPA, when they brought lights, no official lights, the generator have to give way. Automatically, the generator have to blow, right? So now, had it been there is a pre-startup review, it wouldn't have happened. Somebody would have figured it out, right? And say, no, this wiring, this connection was not separated, right? You understand?
Yes.
So that's the need for the PSSR. So now, in construction, they don't use PSSR. They will just use what we call commissioning and testing. So during their testing process, what they do is to check all those appliances you have connected to make sure they are working fine before they cannot test the entire system. You understand?
Yes.
That's the meaning. So it's good to know most of this acronym because someone can as well ask you, right? And then each time you mention it, it will tell the person that you are experienced. Because a man who have not been in industry cannot know this.
Yes. Then
You
there
understand?
another acronym. Yeah, very clear. The next acronym is this MEP, MEP.
MEP.
Yes.
Where did you see that one?
Okay, let me see if I can.
So depend on where you are.
That's,
But
I think
within
it's,
what
it's in it's around WBS, I think so.
do we have anything like that? I don't think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
we figure out
I'll
when you
I'll
we don't have any,
I'll go
is
back
it-
once I get it. I'll go back to the video. Once I get it, I'll let you know. I'll screenshot it and send to you.
Yes, we have WBS.
No, we had
sorry, come
NDT.
again. Okay, is it NDT you're talking about?
NDT, we don't have.
MEP na MEP. I don't know MEP. That's what they're calling it.
Okay, I know where your question is coming from. So your question is an abbreviation for a name of a just like a department, right? So Courage will give you explanation of that.
Okay.
But from what we
Okay.
are so for the NDT is non-destructive test. So that's the type of test you run on a weld line to ascertain that the welded joints are good and they are not defect or they are not passing. Okay.
Okay.
So we have destructive tests and non-destructive tests. So in
But
the
this one
steel
is
industry,
sorry. This one is MEP, MEP, not NEP.
I told you how to resolve your own problem. I'm talking about the person that mentioned NDT.
Okay.
So
I
your
didn't
problem,
know to operate on them.
yeah, it's not within this our scope.
Okay.
Yeah. So the like what I said for the NDT is a non-destructive test. So in the steel industry, they run it. So when you now come to oil and gas construction, if they want to construct, they want to put pipe or steel that will be welded, so they do the NDT test. Okay, and the NDT test, we have types of them. One type of them, but the simple meaning is, what type of test can you run on a pipe that will not destroy the property of the pipe, right? And one of them is
Yes.
visual. By using your eye to look at the pipe, if there is any defect, you can identify it. If it's not well welded, you can identify it, right? You also have, after the visual inspection, so you can also do what we call the magnetic test or the dye penetrant test. Those ones, you just use device with grid, they rub it and they use a magnet. Magnetic test, they just use a magnet and they'll be rubbing on the surface and they'll pour something like grid on top of the welded point. So if the magnet attracts, if the magnet is able to attract the grid up, right, it means there is a defect. So when you are rolling it, anywhere the grid went and gathered and the magnet is trying to push it out, so you know that there's a defect there, right? Then we have the magnet, the dye penetrant test. You understand? So there are devices used in running it. So we have different types of NDT tests. So you can go and browse it. It's part of one assignment I know I gave one time that we should go and browse types of NDT and read about them. So remember, you are going to the industry as an experienced man. And what makes you to be experienced is very simple. Having explained this thing, you go and consolidate the knowledge and make notes. So that in any interview, when they ask you anything about NDT, you will pieces it for them. And if you can pieces it for them, the assumption is that you are experiencing it. You understand? So, but when they ask you and you start biting strong, you cannot explain what it's all about, right? So they'll start suspecting you. You understand? They'll say, where is this one coming from? Take note. Yeah. So that's just basically what is involved in that. Okay, I think we can just forge ahead for today's class. Okay. So first of all, want to look at.
Thank you.
First of all, want to look at how do we update our schedule. Now we have been talking about schedule. Now we have finished the schedule. We have also proceeded in. We have proceeded in doing our tracking sheet, the first one, which is Scurve. Okay. And I've stated it clearly that with these two things, the step we have used to develop schedule, and if you can learn how to do Scurve, you can attend any interview comfortably. You can start up a planning job comfortably. So the next one now to consolidate your planning skill is this updating your schedule, because you need to send reports, right? And for you to send reports, you will update your schedule. Okay. So it now means after this class, you are good to run a project. You can handle a project, manage a project, send that report, build the schedule, right? Baseline the schedule and send that report. That's what it means. Okay. So all you need to do is to pay attention and make sure you are following the class. If you abandon it, it will abandon you. But when you go and go through it, you will have a lot of questions and you join early. So I will discuss those questions before we move over to the topic of the day. All right. So to update your schedule, this is a project we are doing. Let's assume this project has started. Let's assume this project has started and it started on the 1st of April. Okay. So now, for you to update your schedule, you will go to site. When you go to site, you plan this schedule, right? Anything you don't understand, you print out your schedule like this. You take it to site. When you get to site, you call if the project engineer is there, good. If the project engineer is not there, there's what we call the lead, the team lead, or the team supervisor. You call the team supervisor. He's also with a copy of this schedule, because that's what they're also using in the site. So when you go there, you call him, even though you are not aware as, let's say, a new person in the system, right? Most of these things, you might not know them inside. If you go there and you stand, you might not know when they are doing what. Primarily in the execution part, you will know when contract award has started. You can know when kickoff meeting has started. You can know when they have visited the site. Mobilization, you can get those information from the mobilization team or the HR, procurement from the procurement team. But when you now get to site during fabrication, you might not know exactly what the guys are doing, because what you'll be seeing is pipe that they are cutting and they are welding. You don't know the stage because you are not yet experienced, right? And you will not go and start folding your hands for them to know that you are not experienced. So what you will do, you just call the supervisor, right? When you call the supervisor, you ask the supervisor, look at this, where are we on this? You ask, number one, we are cutting so and so number of pipe. How many have we cut? The supervisor will not tell you, we have got 10 out of 15, right? You say, what of this? What of the filleting or the beveling? You say, we have bevel. We have bevel 17 out of 13, out of 30. So you now take those information and go to your PCs and you update it. When you update it, you will schedule again. There's what we call scheduling in PCs. You schedule it, you run the scheduling. So the scheduling will run and your update will come out. So when your updates come out, we come out in percentage. You pick those percentage and go and put it inside your Scurve. Your graph will progress. You copy your graph and paste. If you are using MS Word, you will copy your graph and paste it in MS Word. Then you now summarize it by putting plan value, M value, and variance, and you now send it as report. Okay? I don't know if what I explained is clear. Can I proceed with the practical?
Yes, that will help.
Can anyone hear me? James, go ahead. James,
okay,
go
thank
ahead.
you so much.
I saw your hand up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. It's getting interesting. Now, if you are not aware that those processes have started, and you're not present when the process started. If you call the supervisor or any person, anybody in charge, will they be able to kind of, without you coming there, give you the info of what you want, what you need, so you can update, or must you just be the field so that you can get the exact, know the exact thing that's working there, they are doing the field?
Okay, good question. So remember, you are a planner, you are not the executor. You don't go to site and sit down with them from morning to night for them to do their job. It's not your business. Your business is to visit and take updates, right? Then sometimes if you can't visit, you can call them. You understand? Now, there are a lot of persons. All the works are not done in the field. Like if you watch our schedule now, you find out that there's what we call site works. That site works, you will see fabrication. The fabrication is happening in the fabrication yard. And now you can have a project here in Port Harcourt, but your fabrication yard is in Lagos. So you might not be traveling from Port Harcourt to Lagos to know what they have fabricated. No, you can get those information through mail or through phone call. Then the site can also be in Bayelsa, but your office is in Port Harcourt. So now all these things are constrained. So you will use all the necessary method to get your update. But remember, the most reliable means is by seeing it with your two eyes. But if it's not possible for you to go and see it, use other method. You can call your project engineer. You can call your site lead, but always know the reliable one. Let's say, for instance, you are calling your project manager. Your project manager might have 3 projects he's managing, and yours is just 1. So when you call him, he may not have the first-hand information about that project. He will tell you to wait, let him call them. But if you have the number of the site engineer, which is the man inside, is in the site, if you call that man directly, that guy will give you the first-hand information about what is going on there, because he is the one controlling what is happening in the site. So you now see that your project manager might give you the information, but it will take you time because he also needs to call somebody. But you can also connect directly to the site engineer and always learn to create a relationship with them. Else, they will not give you that information. You are working with human, not robot, right? Some people come to work understanding that they are here to work, support others, and go. While some people come to work, they have the mindset that if you don't do them well, they won't do you well. You understand? So you being in the team, you should understand them. Know those that have understood the concept of work. Know those that have not understand, and you work with everybody. Your goal is to make sure you get the updates. Anything you can do. Sometimes we bribe them. Not that you are bribing them like you are giving them money to tell them, bros. No, you can go to sites. They are paying you, they are paying them, right? But when you are going, you can decide to depend on the environment. You can decide to buy something for them. You can also decide to go there. Like personally, the one that is very cheap is to buy a recharge card. You can buy a recharge card 500 naira. Maybe they are 10 or 20. Maybe the first day you went, you counted them, they are 10. Or before you go, you call, they tell you, no, just go there, share the card for them. When you share the card for them, you are trying to make them feel at home because they always see planners as threat. They see us as police coming to report what they have done. You understand? And every time they are not doing well. So when they see you, some of them will pretend as if they are working when you leave. So, but always let them to know that you are not here to report them. Let them know that we have a target. We have a target that we are working with, and we need to achieve that target, right? And you are only here to monitor the progress based on what we have agreed, including them. They agreed to work with the plan. They are the ones that gave you the duration, that gave you the number of persons to use, right? And everybody is committed to do it. That's why if you watch the procedure I gave you, there's what we call signing out the schedule. Everybody signed the schedule that we are going to deliver within this period of time, right? So, but why is it that during execution, they now see you as if you are coming to monitor them? It's just a mindset, but you must clear that mindset and neutralize it. So they start seeing you as a colleague. They start seeing you that both of you and them are in the same shoe. That if they are not doing well, that you are not doing well. But if they are doing well, that you are also doing well. So you will need to do some work to remove their mindset for seeing you as a threat and seeing you as their colleague. That you are only there to see what they are doing, right? Encourage them. And if there are some spaces they need to close at, if there are some gap, you tell them, look at where, or if they are not moving with the speed or the direction, you direct them, right? So with that, you can feel free. You can see them telling you their challenges. Those guys in the site have a lot of problem, but when they talk, sometimes they will sack them. Sometimes they will not allow them to come to work again. So because of that, they don't talk. But if they see you as a friend, they'll start telling you some certain things, right? And when they'll tell you, not everything that is confrontational, there are things that will tell you, you now use your management wisdom. If you want to present it to your manager, you should know how to present it without indicting anybody. If it's something you know that manager will not accept this, you drop it there. And you don't tell them that you will drop it. Just tell them, don't worry, you will see what you can do. They should also know that it's not within your own power, right? But you will discuss with the necessary party. If there's anything good that will come out, you will let them know, right? You are not accepting responsibility. At the same time, you are not telling them that it's not possible. You understand? So they will not remain on a neutral ground, expecting something to come up. And if when they want to remind you on a neutral ground, they will ask you how far. You say, yeah, well, that we have discussed, but for now, nothing has come out. But let's still hope that something good will come out. So, and that's the way you work with the field guys, right? To execute your job. So knowing that anytime you call them, they're not seeing you as a police that is calling them to ask them, to blame them, or to query them. No. They will not see you as part of their colleague. And your discussion should always start with, how are you doing? Personal, before you now go to the work. And sometimes don't always call when you want updates. You can call them just to ask how's work today. I hope everything is fine, right? I hope you guys are good. You suspend it there and cut the call, right? So next time when you are calling, they will feel free to pick your call. But when you are calling only for updates, anytime they see your call, what comes to their mind is this guy an update. Their phone might ring, they won't touch it, they will keep it there. So you understand that aspect of relationship between them, the field guys, and you as a planner. That will give you a smooth running of any project. If you establish a good relationship with them, you will be able to get your update at ease. Also remember that those guys can lie for Africa. They can give you an update that you will put in your report that will sack you. So you see the reason why you need to maintain a good relationship with them, right? X, they will tell you, give you a report. And if it's not an evidential report, an oral report that somebody just tell you, today we have finished line A, line B, line C, 100%. You thank him, you cut your phone with all gladness, you go and update your report, you send the report. Somebody say you don't know what you are doing, right? And you call him, he said, no, it's not what I said. Who gave you this report? The first guy will say, no, it's not what I said. And there's no evidence for you to say, this is what you told me. So automatically you have mixed yourself up, and it can lead to someone saying you are not competent and they will drop you. So that's why we are always careful with them. And most times when they give you report, tell them to validate it with pictures and mail, so that if anything happens, you can be able to reference that mail that so person sent this mail as part of his report. You understand? Then pictures now clarify you that with this picture, look at what these guys have actually done. Yeah. Then next thing is, there are some reports that we send. If it's suspicious, just imagine you went to site yesterday, a work they're supposed to do for 10 days, they have worked there for 5 days, they only achieve 20%. Then tomorrow, okay, today, you did not go to site, and they send you a report that they are 80%. It might be suspicious to you. You say, how come? These guys have worked how many days? Look at what they have done. But you won't argue them. So, but within you, you can say, okay, since these guys have worked 2 days or 3 days and they achieve 20%, how can they work 1 day to achieve 60%? You can within yourself and just add 20. Instead of updating what they have given to you, you will add 20. Then the next day, you try and go to site. You can add it and send your report. Then you can now go to site to validate what they said. Then if it's true, you cannot update fully in the next report you will send. You understand? So even when the quiz, somebody asks you, but I thought these guys have done, you say yes, but you have not verified it. That's why you couldn't ascertain that update. But however, you have progressed to so and so %, right? So it is accepted in the industry. It is accepted. Instead of you to overshoot your schedule, you can downsize it, and with on the ground that you want to validate before you update. Everybody will understand. Okay, I don't know if that's clear. If that is actually clear, we can move over to the main business. So please, this interaction is not actually a waste of time. It gives us a balanced knowledge about what happened in the field. And this is part of the reason why the experience you're talking about, when you are discussing with anybody, the person will actually know that you have gathered experience is some of this discussion. So with this, you understand what to do when you are in any organization. You also understand how to maneuver your way, the need for good relationship, and driving your project, right? Because you are a driver. A driver is just like someone that is pushing something to be done, right? And there are some people who they have this mindset that this job is to last for 2 years. They want it to last for 10 years because there's no job in the country. But your target is to make sure this job did not even reach up to 2 years. You see why they are seeing you as a threat. So when you come and tell them work, and their mind, you say, if we finish this work, now we'll go and sit down in our house, right? There's a problem. So you will now look for a balanced way, right, to balance it. I've encountered a scenario whereby it's not just a worker. This one is the project manager itself becomes a threat to the project. The project manager is a threat to the project. So when I realize this, I have to call him out on a one-on-one sit out. I bought drink, we discuss. I tell him, what is the problem? Why are you not driving this project? He was able to feel relaxed and open to me and tell me that if they finish this job, that he's going home. You understand? And I say, okay, let's strike a deal. You are not going home. We have other contracts that we want to give you. In fact, you delaying this job will make us to involve another contractor. I did not stop there. I prove it with evidence. I showed him, right, that we have started contemplating that you are not competent enough to execute this job. I now give him a commitment that, look, we have additional 16 contract for you, different small projects. And this thing, for me, it will take you up to 3 years, right? But I will assure you, if you drive this project from here to 12, the remaining 6, I will allow you to play around with it. I will also inform you that it's remaining 6 that you can play around with. That will also take you to 1 year, right? But anyhow, you won't exceed so and so time. We strike it as a one-on-one discussion, and he agreed, and he started pushing the project. X, his intention is that after the first one they are doing that is supposed to last for 3 months, he's going home. So because of that, he wants to do it for 1 year or even more than that. They comes to work, they are not working. They are giving you different excuses. So now as a planner, you need to look for a way to strike a balance. And mainly when someone you are seeing as a management team have this mindset not to drive the job because of fear of unknown. If you don't strike a balance, you cannot strive anything in that project. They will end up uselessing your effort. And you see why they are seeing you as a threat. Because for them, you want to chase them home. Why for you, you have a management commitment to deliver within a mandate. Okay, and you can't bully them to drive a project. You must strike a balance and always ensure that they see you as a friend and not a threat. So I will stop here and let's use the remaining time and see what we can achieve. Now, on my screen, I want to update the schedule. I have actually, first of all, the first item we have that should happen on the first is contract award. So I have confirmed that contract award has been completed 100%. I've also confirmed that kickoff meeting was done. I was there. Okay, 100%. Site visit has been done. The engineer went, in fact, I went with them and we have done it. So procurement, I called the procurement team, right? Logistic and procurement, and they told me that procurement, they have done 50%. Okay, so it simply means I will update procurement 50%. It simply means I will update procurement 50%. Then for mobilization, they said they have mobilized 80%. 80% of the workforce have been mobilized. Okay. Then we plan to start fabrication by 23rd of January. But however, fabrication has started even as I'm talking to you. So I need to update fabrication that has started 10%. Yeah, Mr. Prince, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, your screen look static. I want to confirm, are you updating or you're just explaining? Because your screen is
No,
not
no,
moving at all.
I'm just
Okay,
explaining. I
all right.
haven't touched it. Just confirm you can see my cursor moving now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm just explaining what we have done and how I'm going to update it. Okay. So in updating schedule, we have 3 methods of updating schedule. We use these 3 methods to update our schedule. Okay. One method is a manual method. So that one, you pick the activities one after the other and update them. Okay. The other method is the P6 automated method, right? One, you select what you want to update and progress it. Two, you use what we call the torchlight. You torchlight what you want to update and you progress it. So, but I always advise my students, make sure you use the manual method. The manual method, because the P6 progressive method, the only way it works is if everything is going as planned. And from my experience, everything doesn't go as planned in a project. Never. So because of that, I prefer updating manually. Secondly, is because when we update, we change the date because everything doesn't go as planned. A project that is supposed to start on the 1st, let us start on 29th March instead of 1st of April. What will I do? I need to put the actual start date, right? That look at when I started. Because if I'm ahead of schedule and somebody is asking me, why are you, what's the secret behind your success? Why are you I'm ahead of schedule? I can be able to tell the person that one of the reasons is that I started earlier before my start date. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing well is that we plan to start on the 1st. But however, there's an opportunity for us to start on the 31st or 30th of March. And we have to start on 30th of March. That have actually put us on the line of success. It's a lesson learned. So if there's any other project, somebody can be thinking, how do we start earlier than plan? You understand? So that's why you need to update exactly how the activities is doing. Okay. So let's take them one after the other. First one is there's what we call torchlight, the torchlight method. So look at the torchlight method here. You can see if you check your screen, you will see the progress spotlight. You will see my own. You will see it like a lamp with a yellow mouth light being projected. Okay. So what normally happens is this spotlight helps you to identify areas that you are actually working on. Now, if I click on it, it will highlight yellow. You can see it, it will highlight yellow on some activity. So I can reduce it. You can see the spotlight on this particular aspect. You can see it here. So I can expand it. Let's assume I want to progress everything in April. You can see it here. I have actually highlighted everything in April. Okay. So let's also assume I want to take some back. Let's assume I want to take it back. I want to just get only few. You can see it here. I'm taking only first. Okay. So that's how it works. You can expand it. As you're expanding it, it's covering all your activity. It's covering all your activities. Sorry, it's not taking from the first. So I just want to reschedule it so that you can take from first. Okay, it's taking first now. It's taking from the beginning to the end. Okay. So this is exactly how you can do it. If you are moving it, as you are moving it, look at all these dates here. That's what you are progressing it with. If you click here, it will tell you that you are on 28th of May. If I push it again, it says 3rd of June. If I reduce it now, if I want to update just only first. You see it, I'm on first now. You can see it. I'm selecting only first. Okay. So let me extend to second so we can be seeing it more. Or third. Okay, I'm selecting April 1 to 3rd. Okay. Then under April 1 to 3rd, if I select it, I have gone to site, I've confirmed that this thing has been done 100%. So, and I want to update. Okay. So now, what will happen here, let me do it first and second because the third one will not update 100% because it's still April 7th. It can only stop in April 3rd. So it will just give me some percentage in April 3rd. So I will go to tools. I will click on progress update. Progress update. Okay. Under progress update, you say all highlighted activity. I will say yes. I will click update. Already it has changed this update to third because that's what is highlighted here. I will say yes. If I say yes, I will allow you to run. Automatically, these activities will be progressed for me. I will just wait. So it will tell me that it has been updated successfully now. So how do I know that it has been updated successfully? First thing is that if you look very well here, you find out that this line, let me make this thing on daily basis. This activity scale, I want to make it, this time scale, I want to make it on daily basis, on weekly basis, so that we can see everything. So you find out that if you watch here now, it have updated from Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday. You find out that the one on Monday now is blue. It has been updated. You also find out that the one on second has been updated. Then for the one that started on the third that runs to, it has been updated, but just a day. So it's not much. This is the first way to determine if it has been updated or not. The second method to know if it has been updated or not is you go to status. You come down to your taskbar. On your details bar, you click and you go to status. You check the activity. If I click on contract award, you see that 100% under duration, start and finish has been completed. If I click on kickoff meeting, the same thing, 100%, start and finish has been checked. This is how I know that they have been updated. Then if I click on site visit, it has not started because it's just on the third. So after, at the close of business on the third, kickoff meeting, the third kickoff meeting will start. You understand? Now, this is the second way of ascertaining if your schedule is updated or not. Then the third way, which is the more reliable way, right, is for you to bring out your measuring, your measuring column. Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. You said on the 3rd of is it April?
I can't hear you, just be audible.
You said on the 3rd of April that the kickoff meeting will be completed. But what I'm seeing here is second.
No. Kickoff meeting has been completed. It started on the 2nd and finished on the 2nd. Completed. So we are looking at site visit. That's what we started on the 3rd.
Okay, and when you are showing us the status listen, we are not. I was not seeing the direction of the mouse. I don't know if it's from your end or it's from my end here, because we are not seeing the direction of the mouse.
Can you see my cursor? It might be network. It might be network. Can you see my cursor? If you can see my screen, you know where we call the detail window, where you have general status, resources, relationship. So you can just click on your own site. And when you click on it, you will see that there's what we call the started and finish. So that's what I'm trying to show you, that it will be checked. Let me click on contract award. If you look at it now on the status, you see contract award. The start button has been checked. You see the good there. It means it has started. You also see the finish button has been checked. Good. It means it has finished. Then you go to the percentage duration. You see the duration here. 100%. It means it has been completed. So I'm just showing you how you know these activities that have been completed. I've given you 2 methods, right? And all of them must be active. They must be active to tell you that these activities, look at the progress. Then let me show you the third one, which is the more effective one that we use. So the third one is you are going to bring out what we call the activity status column. So to bring out any column, as we discussed earlier, you click on, first thing is right click anywhere here. Click on column. Since I need activity status, I can check under, you can do what we call Control F, right? But I can use general and list to find it. Okay, under general, I have activity status. So let me position it after baseline finish. After baseline finish, I bring it out. Okay. I click apply. So I click apply here. So you see the activity status here. This one is very simple to understand. You will not see it. It say contract award completed. It also tells us that kickoff meeting completed. Okay. Then site visit have not started. So now to use the second method. Second method is select method. Select method. How to update. Remember, I said we have 3 methods. I have shown us the first one using the spotlight. Then this spotlight, you can on it, you can off it. I've off it. I can on it, right? If you click on it, it's on. You also see it highlighted yellow. If you click on it, it's off. Okay. Now the second method, and when you use the spotlight, you will use the first method, which is highlighted. Then the second method, you now use selected. Okay. So the second method now, I will select what I want to update. Look at it here. I will select it. I will select, let's say I selected this, I selected this. Okay. Kickoff meeting, site visits and procurement. I'm selecting site visits, procurement, and I will now go back to 2 again, and I will click on update progress. Instead of taking all highlighted now, I will now take selected activities. Then selected activity, I will say apply. So watch what will happen. All the selected activity will be updated according to their duration. So if, okay, it said they have been updated, I will just say, okay. Now watch. Okay, sorry, I did not progress it. This was not progressed. So I click on this. So I need to progress this. So I will progress this to, let's say I want to progress it to Sunday, which is 6th. I will say, okay. Then I will click apply. So I will allow it to run, okay? So it has been updated. I will go and say, okay. So now watch. I click on 6th and I selected 3 activity, but only one that is updated. It's telling me that it's in progress. It has not finished. Then when I go to the status again, you see it has started. It has not finished. And we have achieved 66.67%. So P6, we use the hand and calculate that this activity will start on the 3rd and finish on the 7th. And now we have done 4th, 5th, and 6th. Is remaining 1 day. So P6 will divide the activity into 4 equal parts. Inside that 4 equal parts, he will now give me 3 that has been updated and is remaining 1. So if I bring in the 1 day, it will become 100%. You see how P6 is doing the calculation for me? Now, the question is, project doesn't always work like that. I can plan to do an activity for. Go ahead with your question.
Hello. Okay. Sorry. Let me cut you. You're running like a plane. But however, it's interesting. This particular one now we are now is under activity award, activity status column, right? Am I wrong?
I don't understand your question. What's the question?
I mean the method. This particular one now we're looking at that are showing original 1, actual 1, yeah, and remaining 0. So which are we still on?
We're looking at wrong data. I think you are getting it wrong, right? We are looking at how to update your schedule. Remember, you have done a beautiful schedule, right? And now you will be expected to send the report. Okay, so how do you update your schedule? First thing we'll discuss is where to get your update from first. The information you are going to use to update your schedule, where are you getting it from? We have aligned that you need to go to site. We have aligned that you can call your project manager, your supervisor, right? We have aligned that you can have a relationship with them. so that they will be giving you the right update. Now, when this update is provided, what will you do with it? And I'm not telling you the updating of schedule, how you will do the PC's own first. So the PC's own, I'm giving you, I say it's 3 methods. 3 methods, okay? Method number 1, all of them is inside tools and progress. Method number 1, we tell you to on your spotlight and you use what we call highlighted activity with your spotlight. Method number 2, you will click on it and select what you want to update. You click on it like this one. I click on this particular one, site visit. I hold down my shift key. I click on procurement of food, and I also hold down my shift key and my control key. I click on procurement of valve. So I'm the one selecting what I want to update. I don't want to do it one after the other. I want to do them in bulk. That's the second method I'm teaching. And I say when you have done it, you now go back to the tool and click on it and click on update. Instead of taking the first one, which is all highlighted, you take selected. And when you take selected this time around, you now need to change the data date, the date you want to stop your update. And you click on OK and apply. That's the second method. That what we are just learning is the method of updating schedule. And this one is the one PCs is driving. So, but me, I always advise, don't use these 2 methods. But I know why I'm teaching it. So you will have a balanced knowledge. You understand? I always advise, don't use it. So in the course of teaching it, I'm telling you how you verify if it has been updated or not. That was where I now said there is what we call the Gantt chart, where all the activity, you can see your Gantt chart here, where all the whole activities that you are working with, you can see it here. If it has been updated, the activity will change color from red or green to blue. It means it has been updated. So these things, when someone prints a schedule and gives to you and you see the color is blue, know that that activity, if all the whole colors is blue, know that that activity have been completed. Then if some of the colors is blue, if a particular activity, half of the each color is blue and half is green or red, know that the activity is in progress, is still ongoing. It has started, but it hasn't finished. But if, like here now, you can see all these ones now, pure red, nothing has been done on them. You will see that they have not started at all. And when you go to the activity status, you find out that they are not started. Then if you look at this one now, under site visit, look at site visit. You will see that site visit have more than half in blue. It's just remaining only small to complete. And when you check the status, activity status, you find out that it's in progress. So I'm just giving you a balanced knowledge on how to understand what happened in this chart, so that even with the chart, you can tell somebody how the project is doing. You can tell the person that some activities have started, this project has started. You can tell the person that this project haven't been updated. So you can give some relevant information about a schedule. And that's just where we are for now. Then the last one, which is the one I want to talk about now, is the one you should be using. Update them one by one. All these ones are very easy. It's good, but sometimes they won't give you the actual value. And the reason is that project is dynamic. I can plan to do a job for 3 days. Perhaps I plan to use 2 persons, but quite unfortunate, I now have 4 persons. I start that job of 3 days, I finish it 1 day, right? So in that case, I will need to update that this activity that was planned for 3 days was also finished within that same day, which left alone, all the 2 methods we have done earlier cannot do it for you, because they are always checking the current date and the date you are updating, and they will update actual value. So we only use them if the schedule is doing well. If it's moving as planned, we use them. But for me, even when it's moving as planned, I don't use them. I always like taking them one after the other so that I will have control. I don't want PCs to update something I don't know, right? I want to be in control of everything that is being updated. And I also advise you to do same. It's always useful to do it like that. James, I don't know if your question is clear.
Yes, it's clear. It's clear. Let's see the last one.
Okay, so the last one is pretty fine. So what we do in the last one is I pick the activities one after the other and I work on them, right? Now, I have gotten an update that procurement of valve has been done 15%, okay? And procurement of valve is supposed to start by 8th. But it's quite unfortunate we started the procurement on the 10th. So look at how I will do it. I will click on procurement of spool and valve. I will first of all take spool. Under spool, it's supposed to start on the 8th, right? But we started on the, let's say we started on the 7th. So I will come here, I will change this date to 7th. This is when I started. I will click select. I will say start. So it's telling me that do I want to add the start date or on or before? I don't want it to show this again, okay? So I will now click start. So now what I did is that I manually tell PCs that this activity did not start as at plan. It started earlier, right? And I stated the date the activity started. If I did not put the date and click on start, it will assume the date that is here, which is the planned start date of the activity. So now watch. This activity now, you find out here that it has changed to 7th. And it have highlighted started. This A means started. This A in front of this date means start. Okay. So now I will not tell PCs how many percent I've achieved. Remember, they told me it's 50%. So I will click here and I'll put 50. I'll press enter, right? Then I will go and schedule. I will schedule this as at 8th. As at 8th of December of April. I will select 8th of April, which is my data date. I will click on schedule. So you can now see it has pushed all these things, right? It's not telling me that, look, this activity started earlier before the planned start date and is pushing others forward. Now, this particular one, I've overshoot it because it's supposed to finish on the site visit. It's supposed to finish on the 8th, but it's quite unfortunate we couldn't. It's supposed to finish on the 7th baseline start date, but it's quite unfortunate we couldn't finish. But the forecast start date, finish date is now 8th. It means that site visit, if we do it the next day, it will finish on the 8th. But if I did not do it the next day, it will keep on, this forecast start date will keep on moving. You understand? So that's what this site visit is telling us. You see it, look at the baseline start. The baseline start is when we actually plan to start and when we plan to finish, right? That's what the baseline start is looking at. Why? For the forecast is actually telling us, which is the one we see as our finish date, is actually telling us when the real time the activity will finish, considering the current scenario. I don't know if there's a question here because I know it might be sounding somehow at this point, but we just need to see how we can align it and keep it going. Any question?
Yes. So this is the manual method, right?
Yes. It tells you to manipulate it, state when it started and when it's going to finish. James, are you cleared?
Yes, I just want to know the name. Say the manual method, so that
yes, it's the manual method.
Even though it's something that you can.
All right, Jude. Jude, go ahead.
Okay, while you are updating the schedule, does it automatically update the Scurve too? Or do you have to go back?
No, nice question. So that's where we are going now. So you now need to pick the progress and go to the Scurve and update it.
Okay.
So that's the last aspect. Now, so now, how do you now know where you are? Which is what Jude just asked. How do you know where you are? How do you know the plan value? How do you know the end value? Okay. So now there are two columns you will bring out, right? It's actually 3. So as a starter, please, unless your client say you should bring it out, don't bring the 2, bring only 1. When they request for the other ones, you can show them. So also note, not everybody is experienced enough to know that, to know the three. So most of them, what they use is 1, okay? So let me just remove some of these columns like this. We don't need it. So I will right click again and click on column. So I will remove resources. I don't need resource column. I don't need the float, okay? I will leave activity status. Now, for me to tell somebody where we are in terms of percent, I need to bring out 1 unit percentage complete column. So I'll click on unit. So I'll click on percentage complete. I will go to the last one. It's always the last. Yeah, unit percentage complete. Okay. I will bring it up. This is the one you should show them at any time. Please take note. You see it under unit percentage complete is actually giving us where we are. Currently, it's giving us that overall we are 14%. Overall, that we are 4.46%. I don't know if you can see it. Can we see it?
Yes, I can. Yes, I'm seeing it.
Okay, this is the value you will now pick and you go and put it in your Excel. You will pick and you put it in your Excel. Okay, now from your question, let's assume after the week 1, I updated my schedule. I get this. Now let me show you the breakdown now. So this is the breakdown. This is your actual. So you can get your plan from your PCs, but although there's somehow we normally get it, right? So this is your actual. So when you come for your breakdown, under general, we are doing 77.87%. Under procurement, we are doing 25%. We have not started anything in mobilization, nothing inside to us, and nothing in demobilization. Overall, we are doing 4.46. So what I will do now, I will now open, let me minimize this, put it one side. I will now open my PMS. So I will use the other PMS. Okay, I'll open my PMS. I will use this one. So under my PMS, now let me also minimize my PMS and put it one side. So just to make sure that we are seeing everything. So you see what I will do now, how I'm going to update it. Okay, look at what I will do now. I have 4.47 overall. So, and this is my overall progress. Let me remove what we have done so far. Let me remove what we have done so far. So under here now, I will put my 4.46. So Jude, have you seen how I've updated it? Then under general, you see general 77.78. You see that the stuff matches because we are in line with what we are doing. That's the same thing we have here. So which means we are actually in track 77.78. So this is plan and actual. So my actual is not in percentage. So I will update it to percentage and 7.78. Okay. So I'll make it 2 decimal points. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is it. Now, if I go to my graph,
If I go to my graph, I'm done with the, okay, I will update the second one. This one is 25%. So I will go to this, which is procurement. I will do it percent, and I will do 25. I will do 25. Then if I go to my graph now, if I go to my graph, you can see this one have progressed. Then this one, this is giving me plan, and this is giving me actual. Look at the variance. You understand? So now, this is how you update it, right? We will also do another progress. I will progress the schedule again manually. I will progress the schedule manually so that we can also. Now, this is the schedule again. So now let's assume I want to progress. I come back here. I start up this. I say we have finished it on the 8th. I will go to this. I will also click on it, start and finish. Okay. Then I will come to general. I'm updating. I will say this one is 90. This one is 95%. Okay. 95%. Then I will schedule. Each time I'm done updating, I will schedule. Okay. I will schedule on the 8th also. Or let's say on the 9th. Let me move it to 9th. Still on the 9th. Or let's say 10th. On the 10th, I schedule it. So you now see that my graph have also updated. You can see my graph have updated. On the 9th, I've finished this. I've also finished this. Why I plan to finish this one late. I plan to finish here. The procurement, first procurement, I plan to finish here. Look at my baseline, where my baseline stop. But however, I finish early. Look at when I finish the first procurement. Early enough, okay? So, but the second procurement item was able to finish as planned. You understand the difference? Now, let's look at it based on date. My procurement, first procurement, I start on the 7th and finish on the 8th. But my baseline start was on 7th and my baseline finish was on the 2nd of June. But I was able to finish early enough. That was that sign you are seeing. Look at your baseline here. That was where you are seeing your baseline. Let me adjust this thing very well. So that was why you are seeing your baseline here. You see the yellow small line is your baseline. It's telling you how you have planned to do. And it's also telling you how you are doing. Okay. Let me change it to weekly. The daily is disturbing me. Let me change it back to weekly as we. It's making me to screw too much. Okay, now you can see it. So here, interpretation. Here, we plan to finish somewhere here, this yellow place, but we did not finish. We exceeded our plan finish date. If you come to the chart, the table side, you see it. I plan to start on my baseline start, which is when I plan to start, is on the 3rd and finish on the 7th. But however, I started on the 3rd as planned, but I couldn't finish on the 7th. I now finish on the 10th. That was what this is showing us. You find out that the finish, the blue side is greater than the baseline, which simply means you have overrun that activity. Okay. So when you come to the second activity, you now find out that the baseline, which is the yellow side, is greater than the blue side. It means that I was able to do was finish on time. That's the meaning. Then if you come to this one, you find out that I did exactly as planned. My yellow part and my blue part is the same. It means I did exactly as planned. Then if I come here, look at the interpretation here, you find out that my finish date here, my finish date is 4th, and I also finish on the 4th. You understand? I have my plan finish date and my actual finish date is also 4th. So automatically, everything went as planned. I don't know if there's any question here. Then what I will do now, I now go back to I will minimize again, take my WBS summary. This WBS summary, you can see procurement is 100%. You can now see that general is 96%. And you can also see that 12.67% on my overall. I will go back to my S-curve. So here, I will put 12.67%. This is my overall, okay? Then why here, I will put 100%. I will put 90, that's 90 something percent. That's 96.67. 96.67%. Then finally, under procurement, I'll put 100%. I'm done with my procurement. So I need to make this a percentage. I'll put 100%, yeah? Yes, any question?
Yes, sorry to interrupt. Yes. Okay, I'm looking at the two screen, the Excel and the PC screen, where we are having planning. I want to ask, is it not possible, or is it possible to link this Excel sheet to that overall progress for each of them, instead of coming to the sheet here to manually impute our percentage or progress level for the S curve to be automated? Can't we link this with a formula so that whatever happens at that PC screen comes to the already built Excel sheet, which we now use to create the front end for the S curve? Just my question and thoughts. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that's a good question. So I like all this innovative mindset. Yeah, so the planning industry is still growing, right? So there are a lot of ideas coming in. So currently, PCs don't have any feature that can enable you to link Excel directly to PCs. So now what people does is they do what we call, you do what we call the PCs extract, put it in a repository, and you now write a formula that can pick it. So but most times it's always introducing errors and misleading and giving you misleading updates. So but personally, I have actually done something. I have solved at least to a reasonable amount. I have done some automation, but I did not use Excel anymore. So I'm using PCs directly to Power BI, right? And that was under project control, not actually under planning. So because it's very flexible, because we are dealing with cost and we're also dealing with schedule at the same time. So I've done something like that with Power BI, but not on PCs. But with an innovative mindset, right, and your previous idea, wherever you are coming from, you can be able to say, look, if there is any possibly ODBC that can give you that flexibility to connect PCs to Excel, good and fine, you can trigger it, and that will be an innovative one indeed. But I know you can also export the data, put it in maybe a sheet in Excel, and now pick it there and start doing some automation, using some PC, Excel formula to filter and get the value. Yeah, it's also possible. It's also possible. But most times it's somehow time consuming, and you might also run into some errors that if you want to resolve it, it might be taking you huge amount of time to resolve. So, but it's not to discourage you. You can also make a try and see if you can get something that can be useful. And you also said to us, in this business we are all learning. Yeah. I don't know if that's clear.
Yes, very clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, all right, any other question from here? So this is pretty hard to update and how to get each level. Remember why we did this Excel part yesterday, our last class, is because we actually needed to get the plan. So we find it difficult to get plan from PCs that will be accurate. So that's why we did this to get the plan. So you find out that our plan is here, like here we plan 4% and we are doing 12%. The upper week 13th, we plan 7%. So you find out that we are already ahead of schedule. And we can explain this success to anybody. If somebody is asking you, wow, 8% variance positive, how did you do this? So you can come to your schedule and explain to the person what you have done using this baseline start and finish date, right? Here you can tell the person, look, like here now, you can start from here by telling the person, look, I plan to start our contract. Okay, I think that's from, okay, I plan to start procurement on the 7th, which I did. But instead of finishing on the 2nd of June, I finished April 7th. So you understand? I finished May 8th, sorry, instead of finishing June. So I have to save a month end, which is a good clause on us. And you can also tell them the secret the procurement people did. Possibly they have an express procurement, right? Because you yourself must have asked the procurement guys, how far now, what happened? This one, your procurement arrived in time this time around. They will tell you. So that becomes your own credit and how you defend it, okay? Yeah, because question can come from there. So now, if in the other one, you plan to finish the other procurement, however, there's a late delivery in procurement, that also happened. But you also meet your deadline of procuring the valve and the arrival of the valve on the 4th of June as planned. But however, we are still in April, right? And we have updated something that's supposed to be done 4th of June. You understand? So this is how you're able to gain those 12%. And notwithstanding, you are not supposed to be within that stage by now, but because we are proactive enough and we're able to get it done. So this is some talk that can come around this. Now, there is another aspect of reporting, which I said earlier. Please note this, unit percentage completion. Use it, but some people are funny enough, and which is the best way to report, actually, I won't blame them. So that's the best way, but sometimes it gives new planners some headache to interpret. But not like it's difficult. It's just that it's more elaborate than using unit percentage complete. And that's what we call number one is performance percentage complete. So this one is going to tell you how you are performing in terms of schedule. Then we have schedule percentage complete. This one is going to tell you, are you attending to your schedule, right? Now look at this. So this is the tool that we always use to judge officially. Now, if you are working under a contract, under a client, so that's why we say you should project this, unless the client requested for this. But if you are working for a client already, you are working with a client and you are supervising a contractor, always tell them to give you this. Tell them that you are interested in this. Now, look at what this tool is telling you. Schedule is telling us how are we doing on schedule. Now, watch. Activity was planned and was done exactly the way it was planned. What happened? The schedule attainment is 100%. You see it, 100%. They are all planned to finish the date and they finish the same date that they were planned. Then when you look at the overall is 4%, very poor. Why? Performance, they are doing well in performance, but in schedule, they are not doing well. They are closing activity, they are progressing enough activity, but they are not working according to their schedule. So that's the meaning of this. So it's telling you that, look, these people are performing excellently well, but they are not obeying the schedule, right? They obey the schedule on this, but for this, look at this, 70% schedule compliance, 7.79% schedule compliance. Why? They went and completed activity that's supposed to be completed within 1 month or 2 months. 1 month and some days. They completed it in 2 days, right? So they did not comply to their schedule at all. Now here, the second one, the activity is supposed to finish on July, but they completed the same activity in April. And they are also telling us that it's being completed in July. So what happened here? They'll tell you you are 2.6%. So it's measuring your performance in terms of your schedule. Are you following the schedule? Right? So now, if you are working under if you are working from a client side and a contractor is the one reporting to you, so you will use this. This will help you to know when the guys are they complying to their schedule. Why are we not doing well on schedule? Does it mean we don't use it? Does it mean we are not following the schedule? So it becomes a question that you need to be answering. Then when you now check their performance, if their performance and their schedule compliance is equal, it means they are doing well. They are doing well. But if their schedule is greater than the performance, it means they are ahead of schedule. Sorry, they are behind schedule. But if their performance is greater than schedule, it means they are ahead of schedule. That's just a simple interpretation. So you can just write it down. When performance is greater than schedule percentage completion, it means that the project is ahead of schedule. But when performance is equals to schedule percentage completion, it means that they are on schedule. But when schedule is greater than the performance percentage completion, or performance percentage completion is less than schedule percentage completion, it simply means you are behind schedule. So that's the interpretation. So now professional planners use this, but for starters, they use unit percentage completion. I don't know if I'm making sense. It might sound somehow confusing, but just for you to have a little bit understanding on it. So, but all of them, you update, the updating is the same way. The difference is that the value they'll be giving you will differs. It will differ, okay? That's just the difference. But if your schedule is moving as planned, everything will align and your progress will be top notch. Any question?
Just repeat it. You
Any
said that
question?
when performance is higher, is greater than schedule completion, it means you are ahead of schedule.
You are ahead of schedule, yes.
Come over,
Yes.
come over again.
I said if the performance percentage complete is greater than schedule percentage complete, it means you are ahead of schedule. If the performance percentage complete is equals to schedule percentage complete, it means you are on schedule. You are just working exactly how you have planned. Then if the performance percentage complete is less than schedule percentage complete, it simply means you are behind schedule. So it means you will not complete the project as I planned. You are going to overrun. That's just the meaning. So the same thing, when you go and look at what we have done so far, you find out that we are ahead of schedule because our performance percentage complete is better than our schedule percentage complete. You understand? Any other question? Okay, so basically, this is just what I wanted us to know for today. But before we go, we just take what we call look ahead. We just do look ahead. Let me see if I'll be chance to do a video on what we have done so far. It will help you, but notwithstanding, please, what we have learned, go and practice it. These things are very interesting. If you start practicing it, you will have a lot of questions. Okay? And yes, go ahead.
Please, I'll take you a little bit back, to resource assigning resources. While I was trying to practice assigning resources, there is nothing like my own pieces there. Does it mean that I need
I'm
to
not
create
hearing you.
a planner? Okay,
I'm not
taking you
hearing
back
you.
a little. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I say I want to take you back to a resource assignment. That's a resource, assigning resources. No, when I was trying to practice how to assign resources, I found out that I was search for a planner. I did not see planner, and I think procurement also on that pop-up box. How do I add it, or how do I add it so that
Were you able to watch the videos? All these
Yes.
problems has been solved. Even our last class, I wanted to assign some resources and
I
it's
watched
not
the
there.
video.
I
I watched the
stated
video.
that.
You know,
So if you watch all the video, you would have seen it now. In our last class, I wanted to assign the resources and I couldn't find it. I think a class before the last one. And I have to create it there immediately. I was creating it and I was assigning them. I also want to assign the other one. That should be either procurement lead also. I have to go back and
Okay.
create it. So if you know you are the one that created them, and if it's not there, you should create and continue. That's not a big deal. All the resources, you'll be the one to create it. PCs don't have them by default. So you take your time, watch the videos, mostly those short videos, right? It will give you some clarity on all those things, because most of those questions have been answered in the videos.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's do look ahead. Now, the question is, what is look ahead? So look ahead helps the engineers, the site engineers, and then the project managers to know what they are supposed to do for the week. So we have one week look ahead. We have 2 weeks look ahead. We have monthly look ahead. We have 3 months look ahead. All depends on how the project is running. Okay. So it just helps them to focus, right? Since you have understood the fact that your PCs is taking your schedule attainment, it's also looking at your performance. It's also looking at how you are completing the activities in terms of units, right? So it's very important that we comply to the schedule by making the schedule visible to the field guys. So they should be looking at the schedule while working. They should not just work with their mind or work with anything they felt is okay for them, but rather they should look at the schedule and know what is supposed to be done, when it's supposed to be done, and work towards achieving it within that period of time. So now we are going to create a look ahead. So look ahead will help you to filter only those activities that fall within a particular period of time. It will help you to filter activities that fall within a particular period of time. Now, let me say, for instance, I want to filter, let me expand all. Let me expand everything here. I'll say expand all. Okay. So now I want to filter only activities that fall within the first week of April. And so that I can send it to my project engineer and my project manager so that they can start planning for execution. I don't want them to start doing any activity that is not in the first week. So I will create a filter. Remember last time we discussed about this filter where you can filter a lot of things. So this time around, I will create what we call a look ahead filter, right? I will click on new. Let me say 1 week. I will say 1 week look ahead. I will give it a name here under the filter name. I will give it a name and I will call it 1 week look ahead. So this is part of what you'll be sending as report. During your report, you need to send it. 1 week look ahead. Okay, so I will put any. I will select any under the first site. Then under here, I will click where I will say start, where start date is within range. I say within range. There's what called DD. DD means data date, earliest data date. Then I will now say the same DD. I will say DD. I will inside there now. I will click. I will put plus. Don't give space. Plus 1 week. Plus 1 week. W means week. Okay. Now, if I click apply and apply this, it will not actually give me what I want. Just watch. If I click on add, it's activated as my look ahead. If I click on apply, so it's just giving me only this one that has not started. But I have others, right? Now, I will now go and say in progress. I will add something we call in progress. Why? I want you to show me both those that are in progress. So under here now, I will click on activity status. I will say activity status equals to, I will now select in progress. Then I will click on OK. I will click on apply. So you can now see it's not showing me both those that are in progress and those that have started, but it will not show me those that have completed because I don't need it. What I need is those activities that fall within the first week that are in progress or have not started. So now, in the first week now, I can now show my project manager that, look, we need to do this activity and we need to do this. This one is already ongoing. We need to finish it. Then what if I want to now look at the, okay, let me say I want to remove my look ahead. I want to see every activity. I will click here and select all activities. So I will click on apply. Everything will come out again, right? What if I want to create a 2 weeks look ahead, right? I want to see for 2 weeks. So I can just come here now. I click on new again. I change the name. This time around, this will be 2 weeks. So when you create the filter, you can keep this filter and use it for 2 weeks look ahead. You can use it as long as you want. 2 weeks look ahead. Under here, I will select any. Okay, under here, I will take start. Under here, I will take within range. And under here, I will select DD, which is earliest data date. Here, I will put DD plus 2 weeks. I will put DD plus 2W, which is 2 weeks. Then if I click apply again, okay, let me just add it in progress at once. Here I will put activity status. I will screw to take activity status. Then equals to, I will put in progress. Then I will click OK. I will click apply. I will click apply. It's still giving me these 2 activities. This shouldn't be okay. Yeah, my second week is giving me these 2 activities as well, which is mobilization that is to start April 10th, which is my second week. But let's go through and confirm. Let's revalidate this. So I will go here and remove it. I will remove it. I will uncheck it. So let me check. So all these activities are to start. This one is to start. This one is to start. This one have been completed. Okay, they have all completed. The next activity is April 10th. Okay, so let's do for 1 month. I think 1 month will give us room to accept a lot of activities. Okay, yes, they are all completed. That's why it's giving me only this. The next one is this. All these ones have completed. Only this one that is in progress. Okay, let's do for 1 month, which is 1 month look ahead. So you find out that I'm just doing the same thing. I'll click on new again. I will put 1 month look ahead. Under the filter name, I'll put 1 month, 1 monthly look ahead. Okay, so under here, I will make sure you select any. I will put start. I will put start.
Good evening.
So I will select start. I will select within range. I will select within range. I will select DD. I will also select DD plus 1 month. I will select DD plus 1M. Okay, so I will also go ahead. I will click. Then I will put status. I will put activity status. Then I'll put equals to, I'll say in progress. Then I'll click OK. I will click apply. One month is still giving us the same thing. Is that supposed to be true? 1 month is 4 weeks. Let me confirm. I saw 28 there. I saw 28. Let me check whether this is, let me put customize. So customize from 1st to 30th. Let me just do it 30th. I don't want to use that 1 month. I'm having a feeling that it's not giving me what I want. So it's still, okay. Okay, I went and changed another thing. Let me check. I went and changed that of 2 weeks. Okay, still giving me the same thing. What happened? What happened? Let me reconfirm what's happening. Let me reconfirm. Yeah, this one is starting April 10th, finishing August. This one is starting October. And this one is starting January. Okay. Sorry, we don't have any activity that fall within 1 month. Let me check October. Okay, let me just take to October and see if it will pick. The next activity here is starting after this 10th, is starting October 3rd. So let's take October ending and see if it will pick the activity. Let's modify this 1 month. Under here, let's take October. So let's take October 30th. Let's say okay, apply. Okay, so you can see it's not taking this October now, right? So I just have to do it manually. So I was thinking it's not working. So it's working. Our activity does not span within 1 month range. So it's just telling us that even within 1 month, these are the things that we are supposed to do. So, but I have to spam it across to meet October, right? So that we can be able to proceed. So it's working fine. So just please learn how to use this. This that we have done is very simple. Just these 2 lines of look ahead. So in case you are asked to generate a look ahead, okay? So you'll be able to use it. For 1 month, you just change it to this. Just use the 1 month. Okay, use the 1 month DD plus 1. It's working. I was actually thinking something is wrong, but it's working. Plus you put 1 month. Okay, then for 1 week, you just put 1 week, then create the other one, activity. So that's just it. It's pretty fine and it's working perfectly. So for 1 week, which is what we have done here, so you can just click on it. Then you click on modify, just to know the formula. You just put 1 week. So this one is 1 month. This one is 1 week. Okay. So you just put 1 week. It's just the same. Then for 2 weeks, you put 2 weeks. There is one that I actually made a mistake. I override it. Let me confirm. Okay, it's this one. Let me just delete it. I don't need it actually. Let me delete it. Okay. Okay, so this is how to create look ahead. So it's pretty simple. In case you are asked to create it, just write the formula down and the process. You go and practice it. I don't know if there's any question. So the look ahead helps you, like when I filter now, if I filter 1 week, if I click on 1 week and I filter, I cannot print it. I can print it. When they say send me 1 week look ahead, I can screenshot it or I print it and forward it to my boss. So this is our 1 week look ahead. I'll send it to him like this. So I'll just tell him this is my 1 week look ahead. I can write 1 week look ahead. So this is my 1 week look ahead, and I'll just forward it as an attachment to him. When he says 2 weeks, I do the same thing for him. Okay. So is there any question? Jude, James, Mr. Prince. Any question? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. James. Mine will not be a question. It just be a token way of saying that maybe after going through the case, especially for the look ahead and practical, it will sync better than it is right now. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So if we can be able to practice it, that's the major thing is to practice it. If you have questions, please feel free to call me at any time. We can discuss on your challenges and we'll sort it out. Right? Yeah. If you can be able to practice it, you will be cleared and then it will sync. Then you make notes, very importantly. Make sure you are putting your personal notes. It's very important. Okay. So that both the formulas, write them down, because sometimes you might need them and you just need to open your book and write the formulas. Use the formulas that you have written down. Okay, so for today's class, we'll stop here. Our next class, we are going to deal with what we call PMS. And lastly, reporting, where we summarize with interview questions. And that would be the end of this class. Follow-up will be, you will remain on the group. Why we always host some seminar. There are some aspects, mainly for advanced students, when they call for some critical aspects in planning, we also host some seminars. Sometimes it might be a day, it might be 2 hours, 1 hour. It might be normal day, not necessarily in the night. It can also be in the night. So we always schedule seminar. Those that are chance will come. So we discuss that aspect of planning, right? Yeah, we discuss that aspect of planning. So like what I said, with what you have now, you can run. You can do any planning job. You can tell yourself you are now a planner, not you are learning planning again. So all you need to do is to practice what we have learned. Then if there are questions, right, and the assignment I gave, please try and start sending in yours. I say do a building schedule. So you do the building schedule. You are going to as well do the S-curve on it and do the PMS on it. And finally, you create a reporting template, right? And as a matter of fact, I can now assure you that yes, truly, you are in tune and you are good to go, right? So every other thing you will see is matter of discussion, phone talk, you will solve them. So there is nothing difficult in what we are doing, nothing to fear about. All you need to do is to remain in the loop of planners. So if you have any problem, some platform I also share, you join. So if you have any problem, just throw your problems there. People are there to solve it immediately. You need any file, you need a schedule template, people are there to solve it immediately. James, you can go ahead with your question. James, can you hear me? So you can go ahead. I saw your hand up, or is it a mistake? All right, guys, I think, James, you can use the...
I said the assignment you gave us, it should be dropping on the platform so that we can just follow the
Yeah,
steps.
you that is here can just take note. The envelope is scheduled for 3-bedroom flat. I will see drop it for those who are not here, but for you, the envelope is scheduled for 3-bedroom flat. Yeah. So
Thank
the
you
more
so
you do
much.
them, generate your activities, generate everything, do it. Use the same breakdown that I've given to you, the WBS breakdown. Start adding it, right? And that's all. Nothing so serious about it.
No problem, sir.
All right.
Who is here? Please.
See you guys on Monday.
Have a
All right,
lovely
thank you
weekend.
very much.
All right, thank you. Good
All
night.
right, bye for now.
Good night.